At the center of two of the largest drug-producing countries on the planet, police are set the task of fighting trafficking. On one side of the world, Los Sinchis, Peru's anti-drug police fighting the war on drugs in the heart of the jungle. On the other, the Kabul gates, the Afghan police force tasked with stopping narcotics at the capital's gate. Immersion with these police units on the same territory as the world's most powerful drug barons. Peru is one of the largest producers of cocaine in the world. Cocaine coming out of Peru has the reputation of being the purest on the market. It is very highly sought after by mafia around the world. The coca fields are located in the Amazonian forest, far from big cities. Cocaine is made from this leaf here in clandestine laboratories. The pure drug is then transported by light aircraft to the international market. The Peruvian forest is hostile, an ideal place for clandestine activities. To stop trafficking directly at the source, Peru's anti-drug police counts on the Sinchis. Sinchi means warrior in Quechua. The Sinchis' headquarters are located in Mazamari, a small village in the heart of the forest, about 10 hours' drive from the capital, Lima. It's the town's anniversary today. For the next 2 days, parades will flow through these streets. It's the perfect opportunity for the Sinchis to demonstrate their fighting force and equipment. This police unit was created in the 1970s with the help of the American Green Berets. Commander Pizarro runs the Mazamari base.
We have over 500 men who are constantly training for the war on drugs.
Coca cultivation is an important source of income for the poorest in the area. For some, it's the only form of subsistence, a reality that traffickers often prey on.
Traffickers entice them by paying them 30 sols per kilo, about $12, but only during the harvest. So what do these traffickers do? They take advantage of the poorest people in the community, farmers who depend on their harvest to provide for their families. Farmers are poor and always will be. They will always live in poverty. You can't get rich by pushing coca. And we know full well that at some point, we have to stop all this illegal activity and get this region back to working properly, how it should be.
So that the region can get back to functioning properly, the Sinchis have to be on the ground and forge links with the locals. Sometimes, locals live in isolated areas deep in the forest, at the center of a particularly dangerous area the police call dead zones. To give them every chance of success, the Sinchis are divided into 4 units: the tigers, the hounds, the eagles, and the dolphins. Gato is the dolphins' team leader. Like their name suggests, they work discreetly by water and hit hard.
Okay. Hey, look at me. Listen. Everyone paying attention? We're going to run this exercise the best we can. We have to get out of the danger zone. At that moment in time, the enemy will be able to see us. So we're going to have to hide under the boat, okay?
The dolphins train daily for their amphibious operations. Each officer has to be ready to act as soon as they receive order. Training exercises are carried out in real-life situations.
This training session is important because it's a real-life scenario. Each officer on the scene has to know what to do. That's why it's important. When the enemy is truly attacking us, firing at us, when we make contact with the enemy, the Sinchis know how to react and will do what's needed. The unit always has to achieve its aim, accomplish its mission.
Afghanistan is the world's largest producer of opium and hashish, a hidden economy that makes drug barons over 1.3 billion euros a year. Here, unlike in Peru, it is almost impossible to attack production sites directly. This is mainly because they are policed by gunmen and located in the combat zones between the government and the Taliban rebels. Such a high quantity of drug flows through Afghanistan that drug use has become a major public health problem. To stamp out this plague, the head of the Afghan anti-drug police, the CNPA, created the Kabul Gates, a unit comprised of 60 officers who control the city's entrances. Their mission? Detect, seize, and destroy the drugs traffickers try to bring into Kabul.
My name is Abdul Rap. I'm a colonel, and I work out of the Kabul Gates headquarters in the anti-drug unit. I've held this position for 11 years. It's a personal choice. I wanted to serve my country. It's a responsibility when you see all these young people hooked on drugs. You see them everywhere, in the streets, under bridges. I told myself I had to do everything I could to cut this cancer out of my country. Open and empty the bag in front of him so we can see what's inside. Oh, looks like there are some surprises. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Well, 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 old man. Those look like 3-kilo packages. 3 kilos per package, that's a lot.
By fighting traffickers, police officers become natural targets for the Taliban who control drug trafficking. This high-violence environment explains why Kabul Gates officers officially have the right to stop and arrest any vehicle or person who disobeys them by any means necessary. In other words, they have a license to kill.
I'm responsible for stopping anyone from fleeing and stopping any attacks. I can stop any vehicle that tries to get away. My job is to monitor the area. I ensure it's safe. If we come under attack, I won't hesitate to use my rocket launcher.
The Kabul Gates owe their name to the fact that they're positioned at the 6 entrances of the Afghan capital. These are the only road entry points to the city. At each gate, there are 9 policemen and 1 policewoman. An officer armed with an assault rifle is tasked with checking vehicles. When a car appears suspicious, he orders the driver to park it in a clear area where the search can begin. The Kabul Gates have a very special technique for monitoring and interrogating drivers, a foolproof lie detector, their own hands.
Where have you come from? Baglan? And what do you do? I sell metal. Your papers, please? Why is your heart beating so fast? I'm a bit unwell. What's wrong with you? I'm delicate. But what's wrong with you? I have digestion problems. Would you empty your pockets, please, sir? You see, my hand was right on his heart. His heart was beating too fast, far too fast. I have digestion problems. Before he reached the checkpoint, he looked at his glove box, then he drank something quickly. I got him out of the car, and he was acting strange. You can see here in his vein, his heart beats very fast.
The search didn't unearth anything, and the man was authorized to leave. But the methods used by the Kabul Gates have already proven their worth.
How many packages are in there? 5? 5, are you sure? Well, 6. I think there are more than 6. Why are you lying to me?
The day isn't over yet for Abdul, the Kabul Gates commander. He has to travel to another checkpoint on the road to Jalalabad. This is one of the most dangerous entry points in the city, the one preferred by traffickers. It's also the only road leading towards Taliban-controlled areas.
They say you can travel freely throughout all the provinces of Afghanistan, but that's not true. Everyone knows that the Taliban is everywhere, even close to here. They intimidate, they force people to work for them. They create an environment of insecurity, and the consequences are not only felt in Afghanistan, they're felt all over the world.
For the past few years, the Sinchis have kept the peace in the Mazamari region. Traffickers have been pushed further into the jungle. A 50-kilometer area around their base is considered to be secure, but beyond that, the risk is omnipresent. Today, Gato's unit has to enter this zone and make contact with an indigenous community.
We're going to cross the river by boat to get to the other side and accomplish our mission. At the moment, this is the way we have to go because the bridge still hasn't been repaired. They're working on it now. It's the only way across.
Listo, vámonos. Sí, vámonos.
Okay, let's go. Come on. Let's get going.
It's a hostile zone. For Gato and the Dolphins, some stretches have to be crossed with extreme prudence.
Vehicle 2, we're entering dangerous territory. Let's stop. Danger zone. Get down. Stay down, everyone.
Hey. Vamos a...
This is a death zone because there's an elevated point and a low point. You can't escape. So my men and I are going to clear approximately 30 meters of road so the vehicles can get through safely. Chicho, I'm going to secure the sides so we can move forward and clear the area. Ready? Go. You two, go. Right, ready. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Keep moving. We always have to keep moving forward like this when we go through a death zone. Because if we stop, we're sitting ducks. We risk our lives.
No rebases la posición móvil. Vámonos. Listo, embarcamos. ¡Hey, embarcamos!
The remaining kilometers do not pose a great threat. Gato arrives in a village at the heart of coca production. But the chief of the village can't give even the slightest information about the traffickers. To do so would be disastrous for the entire village.
Gracias. Vamos ahí de parte del...
I can't tell you that there's trafficking or that traffickers pass by at a certain time. We don't know. Who knows? We don't see what the boats are transporting. It's not written on the side. How should I know if drugs are passing under my nose?
The rest of the visit is cordial. The villagers aren't worried about the Sinchi's presence. It's an opportunity to share a peaceful and safe moment.
We were warmly welcomed. They welcomed us as friends to their community. We brought them gifts from the base, from all the Sinchis. Our goal is that they share them with others and always stay in contact with us. We visit them regularly, and they're always grateful. We bring them a sense of safety.
On the way back, Gatto's men receive a call. Traffickers have been spotted close to the river. The dolphins slip into the jungle. The officers walk in silence, camouflaged by the vegetation. All exchanges are made with hand signals. There are boats there, but they don't seem suspicious. For Gatto, that doesn't matter. He has to get to the bottom of it.
Generally, the success of a mission depends on discipline. The Sinchis are an incredibly disciplined unit. That's why our missions are usually declared a success.
In Afghanistan, the Kabul gates are also subject to iron discipline because, like in Peru, danger lurks around every corner. Here, at the eastern entrance to Kabul, tension always runs high. It's the main point of entry from Afghanistan's opium and hashish-producing regions. Most of these areas are controlled by the Taliban.
This place is called Pule Sharki. It's the eastern gate. This is a very important entry point. All goods coming into Kabul from the east have to come through this gate. It's a very important point of entry because the majority of drugs, like amphetamines, come through here. It's a strategic point of entry, so it's manned 24/7. You always feel nervous when you work here. It's also the point of entry for many weapons and explosive materials used in suicide attacks. We look out in particular for booby-trapped vehicles, but we're always concerned about the safety of our personnel.
The checks started early this morning. Officer Wali Mohammad must select the cars to search.
When you look at someone you think is suspicious, you can see their facial expression change, especially if they have something illegal in the vehicle. We see thousands of cars pass through here, but we're only interested in the ones that seem shifty. That's about 10% of the cars. Our mission is to thoroughly check this 10%.
The assault rifle in the officer's hand is just there for effect.
Up to now, I've never had to use my weapon. We always exercise great control, and the civilians do the same.
Due to a lack of technology in sniffer dogs, officers have to rely on their observational skills, their experience, and their instinct. In Afghanistan, men searching women is strictly forbidden. So, traffickers don't think twice about using women to transport all manner of illegal items. Therefore, here at the checkpoint, there's a female officer, Yasamin.
Why are you checking there?
Because we found hashish hidden in places like that before, here at the North Gate. Once we found close to 1 kilo hidden under the hood. And in there, too, packets of hashish, hidden all over. They made tiny little packets and slid them in. At the Outgunned gate, I found heroin tucked in here. I don't really remember now, but I think there were between 5 and 10 packets.
Yasamin has been part of the Kabul gates for over 2 years. One day, when she was simply a passenger, she helped with a check. The Kabul gate suspected a woman and her child. Yasamin was there and wanted to help.
They gave me the child. He was really little but seemed awfully fat. It was stuffed into his clothes. I put him on the table and the officer asked me to search him. When I removed his clothes, I could see that his mother had literally covered him with packs of heroin.
Following this success, the officers offered her a job.
Now, thanks to my job, I don't have any more financial problems. I have a regular salary and I can provide for my family.
Do you have children?
Yes, by the grace of God, I have 10.
People accept the checks. They know it's for their safety. Some people are so at ease that they even joke around with the officers.
Hey, you aren't the Taliban, are you? Don't film me if you're the Taliban. I know the Taliban likes to film people before they kill them. Are you really the police? Don't worry, old man. We're here to protect you. I hope so. I hope you are.
However, at exactly the same moment in time, 20 kilometers away in downtown Kabul, the commissariat of the police, the man who protects the country's leading figures, is the target of an attempted bomb attack. A truck full of explosives has literally blown up the building. 64 lose their lives. Another 340 are injured. Like in Afghanistan, the Peruvian police are in a state of war. The Sinchis discipline is inspired by the American commandos. Troops are woken by bugle at exactly 5:30 a.m. Each morning, it's the same routine. After the wake-up call, a group is assigned to protecting the camp. The others must undergo demanding training and exercises. The objective? To ensure they are always ready and determined in combat. Visiting the training camp, Commander Pizarro supervises certain exercises, in particular the theory classes. Every Sinchi has to understand how cocaine is produced.
We continuously train all our Sinchis so they know, when they're out in the field, on site, what a laboratory or a soaking pit looks like. That's what we're looking for, what we will find, and what we will confiscate. They have to be continuously trained so they know what it'll really be like in the field. When we enter the death zone, we have to anticipate what we might find there.
The officers have reproduced the different cocaine processing stages, from leaf to powder. The first step, leaves are soaked in chemical products inside the pit dug into the earth. The second step, the leaves are mixed over heat and then filtered to obtain a paste. The third step, the paste is dried and crystallized using microwaves. This household appliance is the key to Peruvian forest laboratories being able to supply the purest cocaine in the world.
Is it quicker than it used to be, using microwaves? The drug is processed in mini laboratories hidden away in the mountains. That's right, hidden in the mountains in inhospitable, inaccessible areas. The microwaves allow the producers to crystallize the paste to make it into cocaine more quickly.
Now it's Gatto's time to act. The aim of this mission? Capture traffickers, seize drugs, and destroy their facilities.
Demolitions! First of all, we have to verify the charge. We normally do this kind of work much more quickly. We bring an explosive rope and our basic equipment, pliers, a multi-purpose knife, insulated tape, and also some extra explosives in case we have to destroy some posts or other resistant materials. What type of explosive is this? This type is called Senatel. We call it chupette, lollipop. We use it to destroy cement buildings. We make a little hole, we put the explosives inside, connect it to the charge, and then it explodes. These charges are for demolition.
Mastering explosives is a specific Sinchi talent. Blowing up clandestine laboratories and landing strips is the only way to put a stop to trafficking in this region. Here, just last year, the Sinchis blew up close to 150 airstrips. Suicide attacks targeting the police affect the daily lives of the Kabul Gates officers. Colonel Amatka regularly comes out to meet officers in the field. He's the big boss of the Kabul Gates, the direct superior of Commander Abdul Rap. His bodyguard never leaves his side, neither does his jammer. This device jams all cellular telephone communication within a 5 to 30 meter range. The jammer protects them from bombs that are remotely detonated using cellular phones. Here, every officer risks their life simply because they are police officers. But the work must go on.
We carry out a lot of seizures here. A lot of drugs, illegal weapons, amphetamines, heroin, and explosives. We seize anything that's illegal in the eyes of our law. There, Fisetto, look. What is it? It's water.
Most users, even if they lose time, are cooperative.
Are you pleased with their work? Which work are you talking about? The police officers' work. Why wouldn't I be pleased? In this country, we need even more checkpoints like this one. You know why? Because we never know who will be killed in the next suicide attack, and I don't want it to be me.
Every day, Abdul Rap has to report to the anti-drug police's headquarters. The guards are on full alert. It's maximum security.
Here, there are extreme threats to our safety. That's why the guards have to monitor and check everything carefully. Everyone has to provide their documentation. No one is exempt. While one person monitors them, another checks the vehicle with a mirror in case there's a magnetic bomb attached underneath. A few days ago, we found one. The bomb was underneath the vehicle. That's why we search for them with mirrors. And worst case scenario, we limit the damage.
These security measures are not a luxury. The determination and ingenuity of terrorists caused extensive damage here just 2 years ago. The man identified by the red circle on the video is carrying a bomb underneath his blazer, hidden under a folder. He confidently made it through the security checks. The commander-in-chief of the police miraculously survived. One officer was killed and 6 others were injured. The police aren't safe anywhere.
Are you and your family in danger? Obviously, they could kidnap me from my home in front of my wife and children. We're all scared because we're fighting hard. We fight them and they fight back. We'll see who wins.
No Kabul Gates officers have died in service these past few years. That's not the case for other anti-drug units. In 2015, 22 officers were killed. This year, that figure could triple. Today at the Sinchis base, they are training a different group, the Fiscales. These are Ministry of Justice agents, townsfolk for the most part. For the majority of them, this is an extreme change, where the physical requirements are out of the ordinary. Gato will be their instructor for the next 20 days.
Why are you undertaking this training? So I can accompany the police during tactical anti-drug operations. The police have to operate in areas that are difficult to access, and we have to be able to follow them. Why do you have to go? Isn't it risky? Because ministry employees have to validate the legality of all anti-drug operations, and we can't do that unless we're there in the field. Like guardians of the law. Exactly. So, how's it going? It's only our first day. We'll see.
On the 3rd day, at dawn, a challenge is awaiting these public servants.
They're going to experience something new. They work in offices and never go out in the field. They usually sleep until 8 a.m. and work from 9 until 3 p.m. So they're going to experience a real change, a sudden change. Here they have to get up at 5:30 a.m. We assemble at 5:45.
To mark their arrival at camp, the Sinchis have prepared an initiation that they have all been through. The bautismo, the baptism.
Recruits, attention please. Good morning, everyone. This morning, you're going to experience our traditional initiation. But it's much more than an initiation. It's a welcome package. I hope you enjoy it and don't take it personally. Please don't see it as something discriminatory or nasty.
The Fiscales are tense. They don't know what's coming next.
I think it's going to be something new for all of us. It's really difficult because they're giving us an enormous amount of physical activity. But I think we all have the willpower and determination needed to successfully accomplish all the challenges they're giving us.
A 5-kilometer race is waiting for them. It's 40 degrees.
Okay, just breathe. Just breathe calmly.
At the river, Gato sends the signal.
We're training with tear gas here.
The Fiscales and the river are soon covered in a cloud of tear gas. The goal is to see how the Fiscales react together in stressful situations.
In rows of 4. Come on, come on. Come on, guys. Come on, let's go.
Their baptism is not over yet. The hardest part is making it through the entrance to the base.
You're going to enter the base. But to earn that privilege is going to take a lot of effort. Entering the base requires a sacrifice. It requires courage. It requires blood, sweat, and tears. You've already got the sweat. Now you need the blood and tears, okay? Are you ready? Let's do it!
The Fiscales suffer from the Sinchis' hard discipline, but it's not in vain. They're doing it for their own safety, to prepare them. Everyone has experienced this ritual, even the Sinchis.
If you're out on a real-life patrol and the sense of brotherhood isn't strong, if a member of the patrol finds himself in a dangerous situation, others, because of their fear, might hesitate before helping. But when a group is strong, if someone is injured, everyone will come together to help him and get him out of there. That's why we do this type of training, so they work together and not by themselves.
Thousands of kilometers away, dawn is breaking in Kabul.
Dear colleagues, we are about to start our day. Our conduct and our attitude must be exemplary. Do not hassle people for no reason, and always show them that you proudly represent the government of Afghanistan.
The unit's cohesion depends on the implication of each officer, even in their daily chores.
Where are you going? I'm going to buy some salt and bread. Have you got enough money? Here. Get some matches, too. Okay. Okay.
The Kabul gates work 24 hours a day for 4 or 5 days in a row. Then they have 3 days off. They have a good reputation within the community who they share their difficult lives with.
How much for a bottle of water? 10 Afghanis. 10 Afghanis? Yes. You can't give me a better deal? A better deal? It's 10 Afghanis. Okay, thanks. Would you like some tea? No, thank you. That's very kind.
The police officers sleep on site, an advantage that allows them to be operational day and night. But the comfort level is rudimentary.
Come. This is our bathroom. It's where we wash ourselves and get clean. It's not much, but we manage. We don't even have the essentials in our bathroom. We don't have any running water, so no showers. And seeing as we don't have any water here, we have to go and collect it for ourselves from 500 meters away. This is our kitchen. We use gas. We don't have electricity. You don't have electricity? No, there isn't any here. We use car batteries and candles for light. And when we eat at night, we use car headlights to see better. But we don't have enough energy to charge our phones or watch the news on TV.
It's time to get back to work. The police quickly find a hiding place in the dashboard of a car.
What's that? What? What's that? Oh, it's money. It's money? Yes. So why'd you hide it in there? Because of robbers. Oh, you hid it for security, not to hide it from the police. No, I have nothing to hide.
In Afghanistan, more than in other countries, it is never wise to transport such a large amount. Here, it could cost you your life.
Oh, don't open that, please. I have to see the currency. Which country? These euros, are they real or counterfeit? They're real. And do you know how much is here? About 300,000.
300,000 euros is a colossal sum, especially in this country. To put things into perspective, police officers here only make 130 to 200 euros per month. Therefore, there is 80 years' worth of a police officer's salary hidden in this vehicle. It is strongly suspected that this money comes from trafficking, but the owner has a document proving that it is indeed legal. In Peru, officers are chasing the same goal as their Afghan colleagues, putting a stop to trafficking and the ensuing violence. It is a daily, thankless fight.
Pay attention to the orders you're given. For those among us who are on duty, we'll reassemble at 7 a.m. I'll let you know if there are any other orders. Stay as you are, dressed for service. Ready? Are you ready? Let's go. Long live Peru!
For the man at base, the day is staggered with intensive training. The Sinchis fighting force is not the only weapon in the anti-drug police's arsenal. There's also intelligence. The authorities have made an exception and have authorized William, an undercover agent, to testify.
I don't want to show my face because I work with bad guys undercover. On this base, we have several departments with different specializations. Mine is intelligence. There's also an operational battalion and shock troops who work in the forest. We're there to collect information in the field. Then we analyze the information so the operational units can carry out their missions.
And thanks to his observational work, operational units can intervene. This video was filmed by the intelligence service. William and his colleague are posted about 1 kilometer away from the objective. Drugs being loaded onto an aircraft. They are in radio contact with Gatto's team, who approaches carefully. You can clearly see the aircraft. It will drop off money in exchange for the drugs. More than 350 kilos, the maximum load it can carry. On the ground, we can see the traffickers hurrying to fill the aircraft. Hidden in a dugout, the dolphins are ready to move in. The Sinchis boat passes the traffickers. The chase is on.
Accelerate! Accelerate!
Trapped, the traffickers abandon their boat and dive into the water. They're arrested soon after. The plane was shut down trying to escape. The pilot was in prison and more than 350 kilos of pure cocaine were seized. In Kabul, Commander Abdul Rab travels downtown to show us the extent of damages caused by trafficking. 2 heavily armed guards accompany him.
This place is called Sokta Bridge in Dashti Barchi. It's home to the largest group of heroin addicts in the country. We've cleared this place out many times. We've sent more than 1,000 people to rehab. And when we come back, others have taken their places. Nobody ever comes here without an escort. They all have syringes, knives, all sorts of things. They could attack us at any time with anything. But they see we're armed, and so they stay calm. It would be foolish to come here without a gun. They're armed, that's for sure.
2 weeks ago, an Israeli journalist was killed here while trying to take photographs.
Most of these people are young. The country could use them. Dealers push young people into this situation. Look around, most of them are under 30. I've been here for 7 years. How old are you? I'm 25. Do you have children? Yes. Where do you get your drugs? In Kabul. You can always find a dealer if you're looking for one. The real problem is that there are no jobs in our country. Young people lose hope, even if they go to school and university. They know that at the end of the day, they won't be able to find a job. It's one of the issues that pushes them towards using.
Commander Abdul Rab has spotted a man, a veteran who lost his leg in combat. As a patriot, he will help him.
Do you know where you can go? Yeah, oh yeah. Do you know the Pule Sharki district? Uh-huh. Okay, well, when you get there, see the police commander. His name is Sherian. He's from the province of Badakhshan. Tell him Commander Abdul Rab sent you personally. Okay, can I have your number? No, but if you go there, they'll take you to the hospital.
The mission of the Kabul Gates also includes security at Afghanistan's only rehabilitation center, Camp Phoenix. Here, making sure the doctors and patients are safe is essential and extremely dangerous.
Addicts are at the mercy of traffickers and dealers. Dealers always want to make more money, and so they always need to increase the number of users. Thanks to this center, addicts can be treated. The traffickers are not happy about it.
Afghan doctors lack funds, but they do the best they can to get these men back into society. At least here, they have access to a minimum standard of hygiene. Half of those who are admitted manage to get clean. Back at police headquarters, the UNODC laboratory. This UN agency centralizes all the information related to the war on crime.
Most of the time, when we have a case involving drugs, we seize the substances and we bring them to this lab for analysis. This is where they do all the science.
Everything the police sees is brought to this anti-drug laboratory to be analyzed and indexed. This is a highly secure building, and for security reasons, the employees wish to remain anonymous. In this laboratory, they're trying to map drugs so they can better fight against them. One of the most vulnerable places in Afghanistan, the warehouse where seized items from around the country are stored. In this top-secret location, a small fortune is piling up while we wait for the Ministry of Justice to do its job. It's very difficult to obtain access.
They have 2 prisoners in custody. They'll take samples from them, but they don't want anyone to see because it's a highly confidential case, top secret. They don't want us to film.
After a few minutes, the warehouse finally opens its doors.
That's heroin. And those are explosives to make bombs. And that's opium? Yeah, that's opium.
The authorities burned their yearly seizures. That's more than 311 tons of heroin up in smoke, the equivalent of over 9 billion euros on the international market. In Afghanistan, like in Peru, the fight against traffickers is never-ending and demanding, with colossal challenges.
The real danger is that we're fighting the mafia and traffickers 24 hours a day. We're not fighting small-scale remote traffickers. We're talking about an international mafia that has operations around the world.
In both Afghanistan and Peru, the success of these units can be summarized in a few words: self-sacrifice and intensive training.
Training means these officers know exactly what to do on patrol. Each Sinchi is highly skilled. Here we have an expert in explosives, a sniper, a Zodiac pilot. They don't wait around and ask me, "Hey, Gato, what are we doing?" Here, everyone knows what they have to do.
Abdul Rap and Gato share a common goal: ensuring their men get home safe and sound, and neutralizing trafficking before it swallows the whole country.